you? This afternoon, I'm on tour. That makes it sound slightly grander than it is. I'm sort of doing a village hall marathon. I suppose that's how you'd describe it. Why? Because it is Village Halls Week. So we thought we would explore just what is going on in our village halls in our area. And the idea is I'm going to try and visit as many as I can before 4 o'clock. So we start here in Horham. And it's funny, actually, because I'm just stood in the hallway of Horham Village Hall. And every day from 9:30 until 3:30, they run a preschool out of the hall here. And it's not every day, is it? A lady with a microphone shows up at your preschool. And I've actually lost count of the number of small children who've trailed past me because all of a sudden they need to go to the toilet. You know how it is. One goes, they all go. In fact, let's see what they're up to in here. See if we can have a listen to what's going on. And they all go quiet and stare at me at that precise moment. Bit of role play going on over in the corner there. There's some baby dolls being played with. Oh, we've got some arts and crafts as well. All some sticking going on. Oh, hang on. Is that water I spot? Oh, we'll have some fun with that in a bit. Just outside here, though, is a big notice board. And this gives you an idea, really, of all of the different things that happen at this particular hall. I mentioned the preschool. This morning's snack choices, in case you're interested, are water, carrots, Cheerios and watermelon. Now, I should say, while I'm driving from Village Hall to Village Hall, I will not just leave you in silence. You might wish for silence, but no, instead, you'll have the wonderful Mark Carter. I'm not very happy about this, though, because Mark Carter's back at the studio, which means he's in control of my microphone. And I'm usually very particular about who I let touch my faders. Today I've made an exception. Mark, you're going to be keeping everybody company whilst I'm driving from one village hall to another.
I am. This reminds me slightly, Alison, of not so long ago when you were trying to chase around after the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Yes, no Rolls Royce today, sadly.
Oh.
Just me in my car, driving around the streets of Sussex. But it'll be glamorous in a different way, I'm sure. I mentioned this board here at the preschool, Mark. Afternoon snack choices are toast with jam or Marmite.
Oh, jam.
What would you go for?
Jam
there?
every time. Come on.
Jam. I'm all over the jam as well. Shall we have a chat with somebody who knows a lot more about what they get up to at this particular village hall in Horham? This is Lee Ellen Skeggs from the Hall Management Committee. Explain a little bit about the history of this village hall, because it's quite interesting. I noticed as I drove in, there's this new kind of housing development just to one side of the hall. Am I right in thinking that the money that came from that development has actually helped develop this site?
It has helped develop the play area. The community levy, which was called Section 106 money, has actually paid for the playgrounds, the outdoor gym equipment that you can see, and the third phase is going to be a skate park. So, but within the hall, we have fundraised for a village improvement project, and we have raised from all different sources, different trusts and Wealdon District Council and the Parish Council, and we've carried out internal improvements in the hall to make it a better place, to make it more of a community hub.
Yeah, you get the feel that it is very much a community hub. Loads going on.
Yes, there is. We wanted to attract more hobby groups back to the hall, and we're pleased to say that now we have on a Monday 2 exercise classes, Tuesdays wish drive, which is a very social group for the more elderly people of the village. We have 3 children's dance classes on a Wednesday, and we have the dog club on a Thursday. And then over the weekends we have lots of community events, jumble sales, quiz nights, tabletop sales, and we have a series of antique fairs. And then on Fridays and Saturdays we've improved the hall now so much that the income raised from private hire can sustain the village hall as a community resource, a multi-use community resource for the village.
Yeah, I was just looking at the banqueting package, actually. Mark, we might think about our next Christmas party here. You can get it all, look, lovely. You can get it all decorated. You can add a marquee on the recreation ground. You can bring along an ice cream van. All of that for £500. You'll stretch to that, won't you, Mark?
Of course I will. I'll open my wallet right now.
We're going to be here at Horham Village Hall for the next 40 minutes or so. We'll go into the preschool and have a little chat with some of the youngsters as well. But first, a song. Allison Ferns here with you this afternoon on BBC Sussex and BBC Surrey. But as you can probably hear from the background noise, I'm not in the studio. I am in a village hall in Horham, where during the day they run a preschool, the Horham Community Preschool. In fact, I love this on their notice board. They've got this poster. It says, "The Toddler's Creed, it's mine. If I want it, it's mine. If I give it to you and I change my mind later, it's mine. If I can take it away from you, it's mine. If I had a little while ago, it's mine. If it's mine, it will never belong to anybody else, no matter what. If we are building something together, all the pieces are mine. If it looks like mine, it is mine." The Toddler's Creed. Brilliant. We're going to chat to some of those toddlers and see whether or not they will share their toys with me this afternoon shortly. But first, let's talk to Patrina Mason, Chief Executive at Action in Rural Sussex. I understand you've got donkeys to go and feed.
I have. I'm a very lucky lady. I have 5 glorious donkeys waiting at home for their lunch.
5 donkeys? That must take a bit of looking after.
They do, but I've got an excellent husband, so he can step in there while I concentrate on village halls.
Brilliant. And you are passionate about village halls, aren't you?
I am. It's just the impact of them on all of the villages across Sussex and the difference they make. Social isolation is such a topic at the moment on the government agenda, and without a village hall, you know, how would those communities function? As you've seen here, there's so much going on, and the range of things. I've just seen you looking at the notice board at the range of some of the activities.
Drum fit, I'm interested in. Apparently it's some sort of exercise class involving a drum, as the name would suggest, but it's not something I've ever come across before, and I've tried most fads.
Well, I think we both need to come along and give that one a go, because I've not tried that one either, and it does sound fantastic, doesn't it?
Your anger out, exercising on a drum. I'm all up for it. We hear an awful lot, don't we, about pubs, particularly village pubs, closing down. I guess for many years that would have been sort of the heart of the community, a place where people would have got together. Do you feel as though maybe village halls are kind of taking that space?
They are taking that space. I mean, there are other issues around closure of post offices and banks and the access to those facilities. So rural life looks amazing and idyllic, and for a lot of people it might be.
You can't spend all day with your donkeys, can you? You've got to interact with human beings at some point.
You have, and without those facilities, you know, rural life is actually quite tough. So the role that the community buildings are playing is growing and growing all the time.
The thing that struck me last year when we did something similar to celebrate Village Halls Week was, yes, village halls are thriving. They're busy places, but a lot of it's down to those volunteers, isn't it? A lot of it's down to the community itself to make the village hall what it is.
That is exactly right. I mean, without the huge numbers of volunteers that are involved, there'd be thousands across Sussex supporting village halls. So I would encourage anybody who has any time on their hands and has a community building, just go and explore what they're doing and how you could get involved, whether you come to a session or you actually help them run it. It might sound quite scary, but actually they're very supportive groups. And if you get involved, they will welcome you with open arms, I'm sure, in your village.
Because I think sometimes people do have preconceived opinions of what a village hall is going to be like. Cold, a bit drafty, a bit dusty. Yet, look at us now. It couldn't be further from the truth.
No, some of them are just glorious buildings, and you can help improve them as well. So if you go along and the heating needs improvement, maybe you can help them raise some funds to do exactly that. Yes, Horham is a beautiful village hall, and they've done so much work on it. It's worth anybody coming to have a look at, and there's a number that are just as good as this. But yeah, get involved in your local community and help them improve them.
And I just love as well the breadth of different activities that take place at village halls. I mean, I was looking yesterday, anything from tantric yoga, the mind boggles, to drum fit that we mentioned earlier. What's the most bizarre village hall activity you've come across?
Well, I think the drum fit is probably top of the list for today, but you know, it is up to the individuals in the communities. If there's something they're interested in and they want to put it forward as a suggestion or even start running a session themselves, why not? Because you know, there are so many interesting interests and hobbies that it's always worth exploring, whether it's other people in the village are equally interested and want to give it a go, or even travel from another village to try drum fit or something else like it.
And is there support available for people as well if they want help, but, to try and get more stuff going on in their village?
Definitely. I mean, Action in Rural Sussex exists to support all the communities across Sussex. So give us a ring, see how we can help, see if we can put you in touch with somebody in your community.
Listen, thank you so much. I'm going to let you get back to those donkeys. What are their names, by the way?
Dylan, Dougal, Millie, Mabel and Jessica.
I love it. Do send them my love. Right, we're going to head on into the preschool now. I'm going to go and ingratiate myself with the small children, though, while we listen to a song. Jump on BBC Sussex and BBC Surrey. Oh, do you know what I love when you go into preschools or primary schools? The little tiny chairs. I mean, I'm scared to sit on it, mind. It might not hold. But anyway, I've come into the preschool, which is held every day here in Horham Village Hall. Let's say hello to the children. Hello. Now, listen, we're going to have a chat in a minute and find out what you've been getting up to. But first, I'm going to have to take a look at the weather. Now, I don't know about you. I've got my fingers crossed we might see some snow. Would you like to see snow?
Yeah!
Why? What would you like to do with the snow?
Do a snowman.
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? What would you like to do with the snow? You wouldn't throw a snowball at me, would you?
A big one out, yeah.
I knew. Do you know, I saw you and I thought, he's a cheeky one. He would definitely throw a snowball at me. Shall we take a look at that weather forecast and see whether or not we're going to have any wintry showers? Well, it was very cold first thing this morning, wasn't it? Oh, it was cold. How cold were you, Willow?
Cold and freezing.
Yeah. Can you do a good cold sound? What do you do when you're cold? This is what I do. I do this. What do you do? Bit like that. Yeah. Well, it was cold this morning, wasn't it? And we also had some freezing fog patches and a little bit of mist. The good news is now cleared away. In fact, I had some beautiful sunshine driving here from Brighton. Just the slight risk of a wintry shower this afternoon. Oh, it doesn't sound hopeful for snow, does it? Are we disappointed? Yeah, we are a little bit. You never know, though. It will be cold, 1 degree Celsius. I am touring village halls this afternoon as we celebrate Village Halls Week. I'm in Horham, where, believe it or not, they run a preschool every day. Are the children always this quiet, or is it because I'm here with a microphone?
Yeah, they're never this quiet.
No. I mean, we've got 12 children here, aged between 2 and 4. I mean, they are good as gold. Are you always this quiet?
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe you. Now, Willow has kindly agreed to take me on a tour of the preschool. So will you show me all the different areas and what you get up to here? Yeah. Well, start with your favourite bit. What do you like to do the most when you're here?
Playing.
Playing. And what toys do you like to play with?
I like playing with the willies and then that trampoline.
The trampoline. Should we ever go on the trampoline? Now, will that... it's a mini trampoline, isn't it? Do you think I could get on that trampoline, or do you think I might break it?
You might break it.
Thank you. You really let me down gently with that one, Willow. You could. Well, it's fine. Let's move on. Shall we go and play over here? What's this? This looks like fun. Water. Oh my gosh, we could get messy with this, couldn't we? Are you going to splash me?
No.
No, you wouldn't do that, would you? That looks fun to play with.
I put an apron on.
Oh, you're putting an apron on. You're very sensible. These must be the most sensible, quiet children I think I've ever come across. You adults looking after them must be amazing. Like real-life Mary Poppins. I've never seen such well-behaved children. Now, listen, tell me what else you get up to when you're here. Do you ever sing songs?
Yeah.
What songs do you like to sing?
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Jingle bells, yeah, it's a classic. Probably not for this time of year. Have you got anything else in your repertoire? What else do you like to sing? Do you know a song called Baby Shark? Do you? Do you know a song called Baby Shark?
Yeah.
Do you know a song called Baby Shark? I think we all know Baby Shark. Do you want to sing Baby Shark on the radio? Because my colleague Mark Carter's back in the studio, and I know for a fact it's one of his favourite songs of all time. So if you could sing it really, really, really loudly, that'd be brilliant. Okay? I'll count you in. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go.
Baby shark do do do, baby shark do 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 do, shark do do shark.
And you'd like Mark to join in, wouldn't you?
No.
Can't refuse a 4-year-old, Mark. Here we go. Daddy
Shark do 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 do, Daddy Shark do 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 do, Daddy Shark. No.
Brilliant. I tell you what, why don't you play another song while we continue with Baby Shark here at the Horham Village Preschool?
What a good idea.
Yeah, Willow wasn't kidding about me on the trampoline, didn't work. I am live from Horham Village Hall today, where every day they hold a preschool. Actually, a lot of our village halls have preschools during the day, and it's a great idea because obviously it's a great revenue stream for village halls, but also it's lovely. Like this particular village hall, most of the children here, there's 30 children on the register, are all from kind of the local village, as well as kind of the sort of neighbouring villages, Maynards Green, Vines Cross, Burlow, Marl Green. In fact, there's been a preschool in this hall for a long, long time. I was just looking. I think that the preschool's been here since 1984. The village hall itself, the land on which it was built, was actually bequeathed to the village back in 1944. And I guess the whole point of Village Halls Week is really to highlight the importance of village halls and community centres. We talk an awful lot, don't we, on this very programme about the problems with social isolation and loneliness, and I guess village halls are a way of combating that. So I'd love to hear from you this afternoon. What do you do at your village hall? You can get in touch, you can text us 81333, start your message with the word radio. We are now going to leave Horham and make our way to Crowborough Village Hall. Of course, if you live near any of these places we're visiting this afternoon, do pop along and say hello. It'd be great to see you. There are also a number of events happening this week as part of Village Halls Week. So there's going to be a community libraries workshop on the 23rd of January at St Mary's Room. In fact, what date are we today? Have we had that? I'm all over the shop. And then Lurgashall Village Hall, they're having an event there on the 26th of January, and then Groombridge Village Hall Community Cafe, there's a special event happening there on the 26th as well. If you're doing something for Village Halls Week, do let us know about it here at BBC Sussex and BBC Surrey, and we can tell everybody else. As I say, we're leaving Horham now, making our way to Crowborough, but first let's say goodbye to the children. Bye everyone, we're going now. Bye-bye. See you later. Thank you so much for playing with me. I really had a good time. Thank you. Bye. Do you want to say anything? You look like you want to say something in the microphone. You got a message for anybody?
Hello. Bye.
Perfect. On that note, I'm going to make my way to Crowborough Village Hall. See you soon. I've made it. Eventually, boy, I went proper cross country. I was seeing signs for a place I've only ever heard about in our travel bulletins. The problem was, I was relying on my sat nav, and of course we're in the middle of the countryside, and of course there is no 3G or 4G. So my sat nav kept going, "You have arrived," and I was thinking, this looks like a farm. It does not look like Crowborough Community Centre. I did see a deer, though, on the way. In fact, it was a beautiful drive. Went up through Hadlow Down, Wilderness Wood. I saw the deer, in case you're wondering. This little kind of forest, if you know the area, as you drive up Alice Bright Lane. Beautiful. Anyway, I made it. We are here at Crowborough Community Centre. A very modern building, actually, compared to where we were last in Horham. This was actually opened in 2012. Loads going on. In fact, I couldn't find a parking space. It's so busy here. I had to park in Waitrose, but it's okay. I can pick up some essential brioche on the way home. Let's go through the doors here, shall we, of the community centre. You can see as soon as you enter, actually, all of these posters advertising the different events that take place here. Look at that pole dancing on a Tuesday night. There's a new 6-week beginners course about to start. If you're interested, call Louise. There's Pilates with Corinne. Oh, this looks good. Kangoo Jumps Fitness Club. Have you seen this? So you put these special boots on your feet, and they're attached to kind of these bouncy things. Oh, I've got to give that a go. Oh, every Monday and Thursday, I'm coming back. Right, let's continue through the doors here. Look, there's art classes, learn to draw like the old masters. That happens here. Ballroom and Latin dance classes, musical bumps, music classes for little ones. And there is a crowd of people here waiting to greet me as I arrive. Oh, I feel like Meghan Markle. Hello there, Allison Ferns from BBC Sussex and BBC Surrey. Chantel, you're the chair of the community centre. Wow, there's a lot going on here, isn't there?
There is indeed. Something for everybody, lots of things, absolutely every day. Anybody can find things here that they would enjoy doing.
And you're gearing up this afternoon for this big tea dance.
Well, fortunately not me. I'm glad I don't have that responsibility. But yes, we do have a tea dance here every Wednesday afternoon run by a very competent group. And it's a wonderful opportunity for people who've got time in the day, often older people, to enjoy themselves. And I tell you, it's not the sedate event that you might expect. It's really quite an energetic event.
Oh, is it? Oh, I want to hang around now, but I've got another village hall to get to. I can hear the music getting cranked up already. The whole point of Village Halls Week really is to celebrate our village halls and our community centres, because we hear so much, don't we, about social isolation. And this really is the antidote to that.
Well, that was one of the reasons that we wanted to set it up. We were very aware that Crowborough didn't have a place where people could come to socialise, to get to know other people, and to pursue the interests they wanted to. And so it was very important for the social cohesion and the cultural diversity of Crowborough that they had somewhere where this could happen. And a building is not the important point, but a building is necessary for these things to take place. And it's grown and grown. It's absolutely wonderful.
Well, it's a big space you've got here, haven't you? Because you've got this big hall where the tea dance is going to be, but you've also got a cafe downstairs.
Yeah, and 3 meeting rooms and a dance studio. So when I say something for everyone, I mean something for everyone. Absolutely.
Fantastic. We'll check out that cafe shortly. Who else do we have gathered here?
Well, we have Lorna, who is one of our joint centre managers. It's too big for the trustees and volunteers to run on their own, so we do have staff. So Lorna is here, and she's fully embedded in the centre and absolutely supports the ethos that we have here. And we have one of the members of the Crowborough Players who put on the annual pantomime, the community pantomime, and other productions during the year. And I'm sure she'd love to tell you about how they include so many people in what they do.
I do love a pantomime. Have you auditioned yet for this year? I mean, I could give you a little number now if you're interested. I'm just going to chat to Lorna quickly though, because obviously you're the kind of first port of call, I guess, for people who want to hire out a space at the centre. I guess you're always looking for more people to get involved.
Well, we're always looking for more people, although, to be honest, here we're quite lucky in that our occupancy rates are really quite high. So now,
hard push to find a space at Crowborough.
There still are spaces, but they're kind of on the more difficult to fill sort of different times. So,
okay. What is the most difficult time slot for a village hall or community centre?
So generally, sort of between after lunch and 6 o'clock. Okay. So we have our kind of morning peak sessions, afternoon, evening peak sessions again, pretty much always full. And sort of Saturday afternoons sometimes, but Saturday mornings were always booked, Saturday evenings were always booked. Sunday is we're actually looking at opening up more on Sunday. Okay. But one of the things that we're doing to really kind of maximise what we're doing is actually between hiring the space and working with the users. So the users, if the hirers hire the space and put on the activities, we have users who come in, and we become the sort of the connectors between, what's your interest? What is it that you'd like to get involved in? So it's more than simply just having space that we hire out.
You can signpost people to activities that might interest them.
We can, and one of our new initiatives is we're just launching in February a Friday social lunch. And the idea of that is that you become a member at a subsidised reduced rate, and you enjoy a really healthy meal, which later on you'll see our chef in the cafe area. But then us as managers and our duty managers become what we call community connectors. So then we find out for new people joining, we sort of point them in the direction of the things that they're interested in. And this is the way we're hoping to get people who aren't connected yet to come in. So we're reaching out to doctors' surgeries, to daycare centres, but also young mums. So young mums can also be really isolated. So we're beginning to get more and more young mums in. So yeah, that's what.
It's a lovely idea. I've already looked at the numerous posters you've got up advertising all the different events you have here. Just take us through some of the things that people might be interested in.
Well, gosh, I mean, there's so many. So if your interest is in art and drawing, there are drawing classes. If you're wanting to improve your computer skills, there's iPad courses, there's computer skills, Italian, French. We've just recently had Spanish classes starting as well. There are dances, there is Pilates, there is...
Could basically spend all week here, couldn't you?
There's something, there really is, something for everybody, there really is.
Fantastic. Before we meet some more people here at the Crowborough Community Centre, let's take a look at what's happening with the weather. Just looking at this notice board, trying to work out what pranic healing is. Just another one of the many activities you can do here at the Crowborough Centre. I'm thinking yoga-y kind of thing. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? We mentioned earlier the Crowborough Players. They're very much a fixture of this place, putting on regular productions. Hattie is from the group. So you did your pantomime at Christmas, Cinderella. I hear it was a triumph.
Absolutely. It was one of our best ever, I think. A huge cast of thousands from age 5, I think, or 6, up to about 80. So it's a really inclusive group. Basically, anyone that auditioned and wants to be in it can be in it. So it's a real community group. And that's one of the big ethoses of the Crowborough Players, is to get as many people involved as possible.
I love that. So it doesn't matter, really, how good you are. If you want to do it and you audition, you will get a part.
Exactly. And if there's not something for you, then they'll write something in.
Hold that thought. Mark Carter is my colleague back in the studio. Mark, I'm sensing an opening for you.
You know I need this year.
Do you know yet what pantomime you're going to be doing this December?
We don't yet. No, we haven't got that far, but we are doing a big production in May, which is Terry Pratchett's Weird Sisters. So we've got auditions actually next week. So if people want to get involved in that, we'd love to see some new members, particularly, well, young and old alike. All the details are on our website, which is thecrowplayers.com. People can go there. And if you don't want to be on stage, then obviously there's huge opportunities backstage. You can do set painting, help with the lighting, sound. I've discovered huge new talent, set painting, which I never knew I could do before I did this. So I do lots of lettering and painting as well as being on stage as well. So I've really thrown myself into everything. So it's been quite liberating.
If you do want to be on the stage, though, like my colleague Mark Carter, when will you be holding the auditions that everybody gets a part at for this year's pantomime? Because I think he might be interested. I'm speaking as his agent.
Well, pantomime auditions will usually early September. But if they want to be in the May production, and there will be parts, I mean, there's limited. This is a play that's been arranged by Terry Pratchett's production. So those auditions are next Thursday evening and the following Sunday, which is the 27th and the 3rd of February, I think. So people can come along and audition. And if they want to be involved backstage, we've got a meeting here this Sunday. It'd be lovely to see some new people.
You can probably hear in the background kind of noises off. That's tables being dragged in to the room behind me where they're getting set up for this tea dance. Oh, look, the disco ball's going. I love it. Now, the other thing I do want to mention while I'm here is the Crowborough Food Bank, because, again, that's an important part of the community centre, isn't it? Is this where people can drop off donations?
They can, yes, and they do. And in fact, with our cafe, we also have food donations from Lidl's, and what we don't use, that can go into the food bank, goes into the food bank, so everything gets used.
Fantastic. I feel like it would be rude to leave Crowborough Community Centre without visiting the cafe. So whilst I do that, let's take another song. Have a listen to this. I've just poked my head in the room where they're holding the tea dance. So lovely, couples arm in arm, waltzing round the dance floor, the disco ball is going. This is something they do every week here at the Crowborough Community Centre. There's loads going on though. I mentioned that cafe downstairs, so I just popped down there whilst that song was on. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. Alex is one of the chefs here at the cafe. Alex, it's huge down there. You've got a massive kitchen. I was kind of expecting, I don't know, a little kind of hatch in the wall. But, I mean, you're doing proper meals down there.
Proper meals. We're doing breakfast, brunches, lunches, afternoon tea, Everything's homemade. All the mayonnaise, the pastry, all the cakes, the biscuits, everything is homemade. Lots of the things we use are local, and we also use some surplus food. So on-day fruit and veg, we turn into soups and stews and things here.
I noticed mushroom lasagna was the special of the day.
Yes, that's one of the specials. Celeriac and celery soup, very seasonal. Very nice. Yes, yeah.
Have you got a massive team? You can't be doing all this on your own.
We have got a very good team. It's not that big. Yes, we're a tight team and we're building and we're getting busier and busier, so hopefully the team will grow as well. We've got enough space for them. And we're doing more and more events. The hall is, I don't know if you've talked about the hall, but it's brilliant space for big events, and we've done smaller events downstairs and canapé events and celebrations of life, all sorts really.
Really growing them.
Yeah, and the cafe has grown loads in the last few months. And the cafe is open to everyone. It's used by all sorts of people that come in here, but people also come just for cake and to meet up and lunch and stuff. So
you must get to know all the regulars as well.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, I have to stop myself chatting and get back to the stove. That's
Get back to the kitchen, Alex. One of the other events that happens here quite regularly is they put on films. In fact, we can talk to Russell from the Pine Grove Pictures. So what's the next film you're going to be showing here?
I'll have to have a look here because I lose track of where we are. The next one, Fred, is The Post.
On February the 8th.
Yes, it's once a month, and there's a full programme of feature films through the year. And then
So you set up a big screen in the hall then, do you?
It's there permanently above the stage. There's a big screen, full wide screen for showing full cinema-sized films. Wonderful. Yes, and
popcorn as well, or?
No, but before the evening film, Alex didn't mention it, but there's a meal on in the cafe, so people can come have an evening meal and then watch the film. So it's very good. And for those that perhaps like the slightly odd sort of art house type films, there's also once every couple of months there's one for smaller groups downstairs on a week evening. So,
as well as putting the films on and being responsible for that, you also come along to the community centre to do your own classes, don't you?
Oh yes, we're here several times a week, either for coffee after shopping, or I come to one of the language classes here. I do.
What are you learning?
French.
Oh, go on then. Shall I test him? Be really mean. I'm so going to. Bonjour, tu t'appelles comment?
Oh.
No. Je m'appelle Russell.
Oh, je m'appelle Russell.
Oh, ça va bien. Look at that, it's all coming back, isn't it? Year 4 French, I remember it well.
That's the hard part. It's dragging out the old school French and trying to improve on it. But it's great. It's a very friendly class, as indeed, if you see and you speak to people here, it just draws people in from the community for all of the different things, the languages, the film, everything, and the cafe just for a pop in for a biscuit and a coffee and a chat.
And I'm glad you said friendly, because I think sometimes people are a bit daunted about going anywhere for the first time, particularly joining a class or whatever, and they think, oh no, because no one will talk to me and it'll be cliquey and everyone will be in their little groups. What would you say to anybody listening today who could really do with kind of getting out and doing something? What would you do to kind of encourage them?
All I can say is do it. The staff here, as you heard from Laura earlier, is they're here to help. So if you're not sure, come and talk to the staff. Come and talk to the duty managers. Talk to the cafe staff. The cafe staff will tell you what's going on as much as anybody else. So, yeah, there's no need to be shy, no need to hesitate. Just come and try it.
Yeah. And there quite literally is a class for everybody here at Crowborough Community Centre. We talked to Chantel earlier about the centre. Obviously, the reason we're here is to celebrate Village Halls Week. And it's a cause that obviously Action in Rural Sussex promote a lot, because it is important, isn't it, that people do meet up in their community?
Well, yes, and running a village hall or a community centre is actually quite a difficult task, and it can feel very isolating, and particularly for smaller areas, smaller villages, the trustees can feel very much on their own, and that's where Action in Rural Sussex really does help enormously. There's a fantastic support service, lots of information and advice they give, so no trustees of village halls need ever feel they're on their own. There's always someone there at Action in Rural Sussex to help them, because Action in Rural Sussex does believe that these buildings are the centre of the community and that they should be used to the maximum, and that's where supporting the trustees can make such a difference.
Well, listen, thank you so much for hosting us today. I really appreciate it. Listen, I'm rubbish with directions. How do I get to Maresfield, and how long is it going to take me?
I suggest you ask Mrs. Satnav.
You say that. The Satnav didn't really do me any favours getting here. But, OK. So, Mark, I'm going to attempt to find my way to Maresfield Village Hall. Hopefully chat when I'm there.
Good stuff. And after your dubious French a few moments ago, this is Vanessa Paradis.
That was a very pleasant drive from Crowborough to Maresfield in the sunshine. I think you do realise when you're driving around, you realise what brilliant place names we have in Sussex. I went past Heron's Gill, 5 Ashdown. I also drove past Barnesgate Manor Vineyard. I was sorely tempted to stop off. If it wasn't for dry January, I'd have been in there like a shot. But I am here now in Maresfield at Maresfield Village Hall. This is completely different from Crowborough Community Centre. That was kind of all modern, built in 2012. This dates back to the 1920s. It's sort of like a brick and kind of wooden building. It's kind of got these wooden slats on the outside. I think I'm right in saying it was built back in the 1920s as a reading room. Anyway, shall we go inside and see who awaits? Here we go. Oh, hello there. Sorry, no, Mum, I apologise to you. We're live on the radio. Little dog greeting me. What's the name of this little dog?
It's Buster.
Hello, Buster. Oh, he's friendly. That's okay. Now, we're live on BBC Sussex and BBC Surrey. Let me set the scene. Wooden floor, as you can hear. And that smell. What is that smell that all village halls have? It takes me back to my childhood. It's just brilliant. There's a table here, a little trestle table. Again, very much a feature of any village hall. And 4 lovely ladies sat around it. Now, you must be Carol, is that right?
No, I'm Jean.
Oh, you're Jean. OK, Jean. So Jean Sallows, chair of the Hall Management Committee here at Maresfield. Am I right in saying this dates back to the 1920s?
Yes, you are. The first part, the small part over there, was built in 1926, and it was a reading room which obviously was attached to the church, which is only across the other side of the road. And then later on, in 1940, in Maresfield, of course, we had the Intelligence Corps that went into Maresfield Park, and so they needed somewhere for the soldiers to go, probably for outside activities as well as learning how to march. And they then, of course, built the actual hall that you can see now. And then later, about 1999, we needed a lot of storage because of the amount of people that were actually using the hall. So we had another extension put on the side there. So.
Now, of course, the reason why we are touring village halls today is because it is Village Halls Week, and it's all about celebrating and highlighting the importance, really, of these places. What goes on here at Maresfield Village Hall?
We have a vast variety of activities. We have dancing almost every day, which goes from ballet to ballroom to boogie. Anything that you want to do, you can do here.
Do you do any of it?
No. I gave mine up a long time ago.
Fair enough.
Yes, I'm a bit past that. Mine is actually probably more likely to be exercise from a chair, which the lovely Maxine over there runs a very, very nice, slow, low ability.
Sounds like right up my street. Exercising from a chair. Perfect. Let's find out more from Maxine. So what days do you do that then?
Hi, I'm here on a Thursday, every Thursday, apart from the first Thursday of every month, because the lunch club is on here at 11 o'clock, and I run an exercise class called Parasize. It's created by a lady who has muscular dystrophy, who's a fitness instructor. So it's really for anybody who perhaps has joint problems, muscular dystrophy, fibromyalgia, arthritis. It's a really low-intensity class, lots of lovely, gentle exercises based to music that everybody knows. There's no floor work at all, so we don't have to get down on the floor, no equipment to be used.
Because on a serious note, I mean, there are a lot of people who do struggle to exercise, and we're constantly being told about the benefits of it, but if you can't, because you have got mobility issues, then this is perfect.
It really is perfect for anybody who can't really go to or doesn't know where to start. It's a great entry point for exercise. Perhaps people are daunted by going to a gym, don't know what to expect. So a lovely group of people, and just some very, very nice gentle exercise, focusing on posture, mobility, flexibility, alignment.
First class is free, so come along and try it out.
Free, yes. Nothing to lose apart from 45 minutes and some calories.
So just remind us when?
It's every Thursday morning at 11 o'clock at Maresfield Village Hall.
If people want to find out more, is there a website?
They can contact me on my Facebook page, Parasize with Maxine. No need to book, just turn up.
Maybe you can do a few exercises for us before we leave. Although this lady here is shaking her head like, no, why would you even suggest such a thing? Now, you must be Carol.
I am, yes, I am.
And what do you use this hall for?
I run the lunch club once a month. It's for anybody who wants to come. We call it Companions Lunch, but it's for anybody who, as I say, wants to come, any age, and people in wheelchairs come, older people. We have a group come from Forest Lodge, the local home for, the elderly, and we do a 2-course meal for £4, and that includes sherry to start. Oh. And we did a very good Christmas lunch. We usually have about 40 every month. But
who does all the cooking?
A lovely lady called Laura, and then a lovely lady called Jo does the puddings as well. But Christmas we had 80 people in here, and the husbands come and they do the wine, and so it's a get together for all different sorts of people.
Oh, and I bet it means an awful lot to everyone who comes.
Yes, we get the same ones mostly all the time, and they come. A lot of people on their own like to come and talk to everybody else, Yeah. So it is successful. Yes.
How can people find out more about the lunch club?
Well, we always have, it's always in the church magazine about it, the date and the times, which is always 12 o'clock anyway. And we have a board outside, and people just know really about it is a village thing, so for older people, So it gets, sorry?
First Thursday.
Yes, it's the first Thursday of every month. Yes, so, yes.
We're going to find out more about everything that goes on here at Maresfield Village Hall after this. I do love that song. Of course, did you hear Danny Dyer before that? Did you watch him last night on the NTAs? This lady did, didn't you? Sorry, I should say, if you're just joining us, I'm on a marathon tour of village halls. We're celebrating Village Halls Week, and we're trying to see how many village halls we can visit. So far, we've done Horham, we've done Crowborough, and now we're in Maresfield. Sorry, we were talking about last night's NTAs, the TV awards. Were you watching?
I was.
Did you see Danny Dyer?
I did.
His foul language.
Wow, poor Dermot.
He did look a little bit like, oh, right. The thing is, though, I kind of think if you give someone like Danny Dyer an award, you've probably got it. I think so, a little bit.
Yes, you do.
What made me laugh was, though, this other lady here, Carol said, oh, when you came in, you never warned us to keep an eye on our language, did you? Do you know what, ladies? I took a gamble. I thought, we're gonna be okay, you. These are the lovely ladies who've come to meet me at Maresfield Village Hall today to basically champion this hall and tell us about all of the fabulous things that go on here. Now, Pat, you come to the hall a lot, don't you? What for?
I do. Well, basically, because I'm chairman of the Maresfield Conservation Group, we tend to hire out occasionally, but I know so many of the people involved with the village halls, and we actually write up a diary each week, yes. So, and I'm just looking here. They have, it's basically the village hall is booked up every day of the week, including weekends. And it's, just to give you an instance, they have mother and toddler groups. They have Zumba.
I like a bit of Zumba.
I do, but yeah. as well as other things. And badminton, yoga. We had our conservation group winter supper just a couple of weeks ago, which was really good. Then at weekends, it's usually booked up with family parties. Like I see, there was a party for a group called Denning, another one for Rouen at the weekend. And then, obviously, we have the church. We'll have it in the morning while they've got the service for toddlers to come in and play. Yeah. And basically, it's used for so many different things.
I was thinking that as I was driving here, actually. Village halls are part of everyone's life, the fabric of life, aren't they? Because I remember going to a village hall in Telsey Cliffs for my play group. And then, of course, there's brownies, kind of as you're growing up, isn't there? And then parties. There was one particular teenage party I had in a village hall. I think the police were called. We won't dwell too long on that one. But yes, as you say, very much part of the community. Listen, thank you so much for having us. I need to go now, though, but not before we take a look at the weather forecast. Is it going to snow? Would you like it to snow, Pat?
I would. I love to see the snow.
You're like me, I get all excited. I don't know that it's going to happen, so I'm sorry about that. We might see the odd...
You trust.
We are celebrating Village Halls Week today on BBC Sussex and BBC Surrey. So far, I've been to 3. I started in Horham, I went to Crowborough, and I'm now just about to leave Maresfield as I head to the Woodside at Bolnor Village. See you later, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for having us. Don't forget, if this has inspired you to make more use of the village hall or the community centre where you live, then do it. Go and find out what is on, because I think, like me, you will be surprised at just the variety of different events that are happening. You can also take a look at the website for Action in Rural Sussex. They are really behind this project. They want everybody to embrace and celebrate their local village hall.
Afternoon dry with some sunshine and some patchy cloud. It is cold, top temperatures 4 Celsius.
Has she arrived at destination number 4? Ali?
Hello, I have. It was quite straightforward. Went past Skeins Hill. Oh, shout out to Chaley Heritage School. Past that as well. I'm now here in Bolnor Village. I was just thinking there, Mark, it's a funny old Wednesday, isn't it? Here I am, racing around village halls during the day, and then tonight I'll be back at 9 o'clock with BB Lynch for After the Watershed, when we're going to be exploring the world of polyamory and thruples, from village halls to thruples. Make sure you're listening at 9 o'clock this evening. Anyway, this is a very new village hall. It's called Woodside. I don't know, is it a village hall? Is it a community centre? I don't know. Let's find out. Now, you know an awful lot about this place. You basically run it, is that right?
No, not quite that. We have a very competent centre manager, Michael, who is here Monday to Friday to look after the day-to-day running of the building. I'm one of the trustees, part of the Bolnor Village Community Partnership, which is the charity that oversees the smooth running of the building.
Okay. So would you call this a village hall, a community centre?
It's our community building for the community.
A hub.
A hub, yes, exactly.
And I was saying it is obviously fairly new, but then so is Bolnor Village as a place.
That's right, yeah. The oldest houses are only 18 or 19 years old, so we're a young, new community. Yeah. And, still...
And often when you get new housing developments like this, one of the criticisms people sometimes have is that it can all be a little bit soulless. So I suppose it's even more important that you have a community hub like this.
Absolutely. I mean, we are new, but if it wasn't for a team of very committed volunteers who are residents here, this place would never have got off the ground. Yeah. And with the support of AIR's Action in Rural Sussex, because we all have different experience and backgrounds, but no one's got experience in running a community centre. Yeah. So they gave invaluable advice and support all the way to get it off the ground. Yeah.
And you say team. I think that is the message that's come across loud and clear this afternoon. None of these village halls, community centres would be able to run if it weren't for the volunteers.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a really dedicated team, but we would desperately like more people to get involved. We have so much going on every week. The hall is busy all the time.
And it's beautiful. Can I just say, let me just describe the scenes. You've got this big kind of open hallway, and it looks out onto the most fabulous view of the Downs. And you've got these glass doors that open up onto this massive outdoor area. I mean, you are blessed with the location.
Really blessed. It's the Tim Farmer Recreation Ground. And we can see long into the distance over the Downs. It really is a beautiful place to come and spend some time.
Yeah. And there's loads going on here, isn't there? If we just take a wander over to the notice board, it's crammed with different posters advertising the different events that happen. So during the day, at the moment, there's a preschool.
That's right. Preschool's on Monday to Friday. Upstairs, we've got the Hub Kids Club, which is childcare for before and after school for the local primary school. In the evening, you've got Cubs. Exercise classes, dance schools. Come the weekend, we've got a church who are based here, Grace Church. We've got the football club outside, Burgess Hill Town Juniors, the netball club, and then lots of children's parties and private bookings.
Now this has caught my eye. Woody's Bar on a Friday, I see, from 7 until 11. Yeah. So is that almost like trying to create a pub within the community centre?
Absolutely, yes. People in the community can come down. We're child friendly. very reasonable prices. We have a quiz night this Saturday night. There's one, it's the last Saturday of every month. And everyone would be really welcome to come down. We'd love to see new faces coming down to make Woodie's, you know, the vibrant and community bar that we want it to be.
So that's every Friday and Saturday night?
Every Friday night, and then the Saturday night is quiz, which is the last Saturday of the month only.
Now, I'm very pleased to say, I mentioned the preschool earlier. The lady that runs the preschool came out earlier and asked me whether or not we would like to hear the children sing their rendition of Jelly on a Plate. I think you can probably guess my answer to that was very, very positive. So do not go anywhere, because at 3:25, that's the time they sing their song every day, just before they're handed back to their parents at 1:30. We're going to have a live performance from the children of Bolnor Village Preschool with their #1 hit, Jelly on a Plate. Do not miss it.
Have you heard?
Kate Bush on BBC Sussex and BBC Surrey. We're on a tour this afternoon of village halls. It's all to celebrate Village Halls Week. This is our final destination. We are at the Woodside in Bolnor Village. This is actually the newest of all the community centres and village halls we've visited today. It was only opened back in 2014, built by the community for the community. Enjoyed by over 500 people every week. Loads of different activities going on. During the day, Bolnor Village Preschool use the hall. In fact, I think if we ring this bell, we might be able to go in and say hello to some of the children, and hopefully we'll be just in time for sing-song time. Oh, what a gorgeous room. The sun is streaming in. The whole side of this room is just glass. It's beautiful. Hello, everyone. Okay, we're going to have to try that again. Okay, ready? Hello, everyone. That's better. Oh, look, you're all sat in a circle. Can I be really cheeky and sit in the middle of the circle? Yes. Oh, thank you. Right, now, I haven't really got time to go around and get all of your names individually, but if you shout your name out after 3, then I'll be able to hear all your names, okay? 1, 2, 3. Well, we got Alfie's name. Well done, well done. Now, are we ready to sing a song? Yeah. Now, I hear you're particularly good at Jelly on a Plate. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, well, I know for a fact that the listeners of BBC Sussex and BBC Surrey would love to hear your rendition of Jelly on a Plate. But some of them are slightly hard of hearing, so you are going to have to sing up nice and loud, okay? Right. Okay, ready? I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3.
To do what? What do you like to do when we finished our song, before your grown-ups come in? You like to hide, don't you? So you all going to curl up nice and small, and we have to wait for lots of lovely quiet. You don't have to, you can just sit nice and still. And then Faye will go and open the door to the grown-ups, and your grown-ups will come to find you. And you can tell them what you've done at preschool today. Is that okay?
I love this game. So basically we sit as still as possible and as quiet as possible for as long as possible. I used to play this with my children. It's a winner, this one. Don't move. Don't speak. Very good. Faye's gone to open the door now. She's gone to let your adults in that have come to collect you today. But that means you're going to leave me. I don't want you to go home. Oh, don't go home. Do you want to go home or do you want to stay? No, they want to go home. That's fine. Let me down gently. Listen, a round of applause, please. Those children were fantastic. Their rendition of Jelly on a Plate. You're listening to Allison Ferns on BBC Sussex and BBC Surrey.
You lie.
We're live this afternoon from the Woodside at Bolnor Village. We're just saying bye-bye to all of the children as they leave the Bolnor Village preschool today. See you later. Bye-bye. Off they go. They've got their coats on. They've got their gloves on. Parents laden down with lunch boxes, bags. Oh, and bits of artwork. It was a brilliant moment a second ago where a lady went out holding a piece of artwork that was almost the same size as her daughter. She looked thrilled. It's that moment, isn't it? Oh, you've done Mummy some paintings. We're keeping all of them, are we? Brilliant. They did a brilliant job though, didn't they, with their sing-song of Jelly on a Plate. We're here today to highlight and celebrate the fantastic work and the fantastic activities that happen at village halls across Sussex and Surrey. Let us know what you do at yours. You can get in touch, text us 81333, start your message with the word radio. We're going to explore Bolnor Community Centre a little bit more after we've taken a look at the weather and travel. I don't know what you've done today, but I love this sign here at the Bolnor Village Preschool. So this is a sign that lets the parents know what their children have been doing today. It says, we had to stay in our pirate ships to keep out of the pretend water. We made monsters with the pasta and Play-Doh. We looked for ice in the garden, and we've been feeding the jungle animals ice cream. I think we all agree they've had a better day than us. Let's meet some of the other people sat here on the leather sofas at the Woodside at Bolnor Village. Hello, you are?
My name's Charlie Smith and I'm the Scout leader. And also
I guess that says it on your jumper.
Yes, it does.
Is this current Scout uniform or?
It's something we can wear just to show what we're doing if we go outside and things like that.
Okay. We hear an awful lot about there being a shortage of volunteers when it comes to the Scouts and brownies and guides and all of that. How much of an issue is that for you guys here?
We're actually quite lucky because what actually starts is when they come in as beavers, we get them as parent helpers. Then they go to like it and sort of sometimes they follow their kids up through the beavers, cubs and scouts. Sometimes they just stay with whichever they feel comfortable with. And sometimes they drop off. But each time we do it, we ask them, this is what we're doing, we show them what we're doing, and we try and get them to volunteer. And it's all people based in the village at the moment.
Oh, brilliant. So how many nights are you down here then?
I'm only down here one night. However, my daughter, who helps with the cubs, is down here 2 nights a week, so she does both.
Is that you? Yeah. Oh, so you're here quite a lot then?
Yeah, I'm here on Tuesdays with beavers and cubs, and then Wednesdays for scouts. And obviously I'm a bartender here as well, so I'm here Fridays and Saturdays.
Might as well just move in, love. We'll get you a sleeping bag.
I'm starting to think I should, really.
Do you know what, though? Well done you, because the thing that's really struck me today is I don't know what would happen to all of these community centres and village halls if it wasn't for volunteers like you. Why'd you do it?
It started off with me just having some spare time, and then I enjoyed helping with the kids because I've seen them move from beavers to cubs and onwards, and seeing how happy they get when they get to do activities and when they receive badges and stuff, it makes it sort of worth it. And we recently had a problem with the cubs where we unfortunately had a shortage of leaders, but now we are fully running with all the leaders and it's really good fun.
I imagine all the badges you can work towards have changed since my day. What kind of badges do they do nowadays?
Well, last night we were doing like outer space and...
Yeah, no, they've definitely changed.
Outer space and craft badges, and we're doing cooking with scouts and like master at arms and all sorts of hiking ones that you sort of lose track of. And personal challenge badges, which involve making a cup of tea.
Well, keep up the good work, won't you? Now, let me make myself comfortable down here. You've got the right idea. You've got her gloves on. You need them today, don't you?
Oh, it's bitter. It is.
What's your name?
My name's Denise, and I'm bar manager at Woody's Bar.
So tell me more about Woody. So this happens every Friday and Saturday night?
Yeah, every Friday night. Lots of Saturdays. Last Saturday of the month is always quiz night. We support local breweries, and we've got lots of local gins, and our supplier is a local company as well. So everything we sell is local, apart from our generic beers. But it's good for the community. The community can come down with their families, have a drink, have a chat. We've got pool table, not pool table, a football table, table tennis. The men get quite competitive.
Oh, I can imagine. But how brilliant, though, particularly if you live in Bolnor Village. No taxi home, just stagger back to your house.
We've seen many a staggerer. I mean, all the profits from the bar go directly back into the building. So the bar isn't making money for itself. It's making money for the building, the community, and all the other events we have and we hold for the community. We've got film nights on the go, starting this year, the quiz nights, we've got the annual village fair, Christmas fetes, kids' discos, which are so popular, we have to limit the numbers now.
I love that. If your name's not down, you're not getting into the kids' disco at the village hall. Listen, keep up the good work. Thank you so much. We are here at our final destination. We have been touring village halls and community centres in our area as we celebrate Village Halls Week. We'll have more after this. So, we've just got one lot of children from the preschool have just left the building here in Bolnor Village, and now another lot have arrived. Hello, guys. Hello, this is the after school club. It's called The Hub. So they take them from the local school in Bolnor Village. They walk them down in their high-vis fluorescent vests down to the Woodside Community Centre. And then they get to do all kinds of different activities here after school before their parents come and pick them up later. Oh, look, they've got balls on the go. Lots of stuff happening. Hello, guys. Hello. What are you going to do today? Do you know? Football and eat food. Living the dream right there. Well, have fun. Thank you so much for chatting. We are live from Bolnor Village today. We're at the Woodside. We're finding out exactly what goes on at this village hall / community centre. Now, this is a familiar voice. Louise Smith, you will know as one of our regular lunch break guests. And you're always banging on about how wonderful this place is. And now I can see for myself, you were right all along. There's loads going on here.
Yeah, loads. Every day, every weekend. And it's down to the commitment of the people that live here. They work so hard for this place. It's wonderful.
What do you use the place for?
Oh, everything. So I was just reminiscing with jelly on a plate there because my little one would usually be falling asleep at that point to have jelly on a plate into someone's lap. But yes, everything. We hire it out for parties at the weekend. There's all sorts of fitness classes that go on here at the bar, of course, the quiz nights. There's all sorts of things.
And obviously we were saying it is a new centre, but because Bolnor Village itself is so new, it's kind of even more important you have somewhere where people can come together like this.
Yeah, well, I moved here when my eldest, who's now 15, was a baby, and we moved here and really wanted to create the place that we wanted to bring children up in. So we took it as as an idea, really, to get things going, to get involved in the beautiful woodlands that surround the village, to get sports and activities going, and various different clubs. So yeah, we love it here.
And what would you say to anybody who perhaps lives in Bolnor Village or kind of on the outskirts who would like to get involved, but you know how it is, sometimes people are just a little bit daunted, aren't they, about trying something for the first time or meeting new people?
I'd say the people here are so friendly, and there is literally something for everyone. So from pole fit to just coming down, helping out with planning an event or actually doing an event. Every year we have an amazing fete, but we always need people to help out with that. So, and you can help out at whatever level that you like. So there's always an opportunity for whatever you're interested in.
It's funny you say pole fit. Second place I've been today offering pole dancing. It's all going on in the village halls of Sussex, I can tell you. It is 3:45. We'll have more after the next song. Allison Ferns and Mark Carter on BBC Sussex and BBC Surrey. Thank you, Mark, for looking after things back in the studio whilst I've been out doing all the hard work, driving around from village hall to village hall. You've got some text there for us, I understand.
Yeah, lots of comments coming in this afternoon on the subject of village halls. Berwick Village Hall, Thursday evenings, except the 3rd or the 4th in the month when the hall is booked, so we meet on a Friday. You've got Morris dancing, 8 till 10 p.m, says Val. With Ragged Phoenix Morris, we're on Facebook. Come and try it out. Have fun and keep fit. Musicians are also welcome. and Val says it's a lovely village hall. Lots of people are also saying just how popular the village halls are. And one message here simply says, actually, it's almost impossible to book our local village hall because it's already been booked up Monday to Friday between 8 and 6 with all manner of child-related activities. So sometimes it's almost too difficult to get in and enjoy the local village halls. So such is the demand there is for them, Ali.
Yeah, no, very popular. And as we've been hearing all day, so much going on. Do try and support your local village hall. If perhaps you need a little bit of help in setting some stuff up at your local village hall or community centre, don't forget Action in Rural Sussex are more than happy to help. They're a great support, great resource for people who would perhaps like to try and organise more stuff in their community where they live. Big thank you to everybody who we've met today, all of the volunteers who just work tirelessly to keep our village halls and communities so thriving across our area. Also a big thank you to Action in Rural Sussex and of course to all of the lovely village halls that have hosted us today. We started off in Horham, went to Crowborough, we went to Maresfield, and now we end the day here at Woodside in Bolnor Village. I must tell you actually before we go about a lovely new initiative here at Bolnor. It's the Bolnor Book Swap. So you come along, donate your pre-loved book and then take a new one that you would like to read. And what's so lovely about it is that people in the village have written in some of the books little messages to whoever might pick that book up next. So it's just so cute. Also here at Bolnor Village, and we've seen this at a number of the places we've visited today, they also collect donations for the food bank as well. Another really important job of our local village halls and community centres. That is it from me though. A big thank you as I say to everybody who we've met today on our travels. And Mark, thank you as well. I'll be back tomorrow from midday.